Upon us this morning with Simon and myself is Danny Mills. Danny, going to talk about two of your former clubs as we head up to 11 o'clock, and Tyson Fury will join us live. Kalvin Phillips, we've been talking about him. This possible Fernandinho replacement for Manchester City. Is he the proper replacement?
I think if he goes to Manchester City, he becomes another squad player. Within that, he will probably play 20 or so games. He's not a Rodri standard yet. Rodri's different class. I remember when watching Rodri when he first came in to the football club and thought, wow. And then he had a bit of a dip, maybe sort of 6 months or so, where maybe the move and maybe transition to country and all that sort of maybe affected him.
So can Kalvin step up to that?
Oh, he can do, and Daz, we've seen him put in some fantastic performances, but we've seen the likes of Grealish going to Man City is another level. And I remember when Rio left Leeds and went to Manchester United, and we were doing well at Leeds obviously at the time, but he went to United. He went, this is next level stuff. Training's next level. There's no messing about. There's no 90% performances in training. You have to be at it 100% every single day. And that's the difference. You'll get away with things at teams slightly lower down the league table.
So this could be good for Phillips.
It could be, but you've got to step up. And if you don't step up, you get found out very, very quickly. And I'm not saying Kalvin Phillips will, because he's a very, very good player. But going to Manchester City, the intensity, the expectation of having to win every single week is next level.
It sounds like you maybe think he's not ready for it.
I don't think he doesn't walk into their team, that is for sure. If he goes there and you pick your best 11, I don't think he gets in it. He will be in the 13, 14, in and around that sort of position.
It would be a step up. I mean, Danny knows it better than you and I, Simon, I'm sure. And it would be a great career move, with all due respect to Leeds United. But knowing what we know about Kalvin Phillips, and in view of what Danny's saying, is he ready for it? That seems to be the question. Is he ready for it?
Well, I think Danny's more qualified to answer that from the playing point of view. Look, I mean, he has to view whether it's the right career move for him. If Danny's assessment is right, that he's going to find it difficult to become a main feature, then is it the right move for him? It's the right environment to go in and improve as a player if he embraces the Pep Guardiola school of thinking, which would be mad not to, because this is a coach that advances players. I don't know whether he can step into their starting 11. It's not easy for any of them to do so, because if you look at the quality and level of expectation from these players, it's different. If you're playing for a side that finished fourth and bottom in the Premier League and then going to a side that's won the Premier League 4 out of 5.
That's the biggest point, Jim. The expectation of having to win every single week is immense. Sometimes it's easier to be at the bottom of the table because the expectations are much, much lower, and you have 4 out of 8 good performances. You get lauded for it. You're at Man City, you've got to have 8 out of 8 good performances. If not, you're out of the team.
Yeah,
simple as that. There's no drop off. And that's difficult to maintain, and that's why when you look at Manchester United back in the day, Arsenal when they were very, very successful, Chelsea, they push on, and it's difficult to live up to those expectations.
Depends on the character of the player.
Different type of pressure.
Depends on the character of the player. I mean, you start from the premise as a professional footballer of wanting to win, right? And then you move into an environment where you're expected to win. So you've got to find the gap between wanting to win and being expected to win, and that's the Venn diagram that you're jumping into the middle of. Now, I think he's perfectly capable, character-wise, of being able to step into that culture and embrace it and be given an opportunity to, be successful or unsuccessful based upon his own volition. Now, whether he can then take on board the information, because it's going to be a sea change playing in that side.
Yeah, sure. What about your former club, Leeds United? Say they lose Phillips and say they lose Rafinha. What's their expectation next season?
I think they're planning for definitely one of them to go. I think they've spent over £50 million already, bringing in sort of younger players that Jesse Marsch knows from sort of previous clubs and has encounters with. Again, it's going to be a difficult season for Leeds. If they stay in the division again, that has to be successful. Simple as that.
Yeah.
It's a transitional season for Leeds. Bielsa never really brought in too many players in their 20s. He brought a lot of young, very, very good young players in sort of the academy in 23. Got a lot of good senior players that are now sort of, you're looking at and going, okay, need to be refreshed.
Yeah.
This is a refreshment season, and they've got to get that right to stay in the division.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.